Right, 1, 2, 3. We're live and direct for the first time in 5 months.
Are we live? I mean, I've got the streaming up. I don't know if we're live or not. Are we live?
Concurrent connections 4, YouTube is saying. So there's 4 people watching.
Right, there you go. Yeah, we are live, man. There you go. A little bit of a delay, but there you go. Well, is anyone listening to us? Or is anyone there? Is anyone out there?
Say something in the chat. Let us know. It's been 5 months. They're probably like, they're back. Why are they back?
Or they looked at it and gone, well, it's 7:35. They're just going away. So they've left. But no, we're live. Well, good. This is our second live pod that we've done. Our last one was the ending of our first season of 10 episodes.
5 months ago now. We weren't expecting such a long break.
Well, life happens, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Supermarkets come calling, shelves need stacking,
That is indeed. Stuff happens. We've both been very, very busy work-wise, I think is fair to say, and settling into new stuff. So we thought, let's settle down. And then it was kind of like, yeah, maybe we can wait a bit longer. And then it just got longer and longer, but we are back. It's good to be back. I think hopefully we're possibly thinking maybe the plan is to continue in the new year, maybe one a month. Because I think we said, didn't we, doing the live one is a lot easier on the whole editing process after the non-live ones. The non-live ones, whoever was editing, it takes a fair few hours afterwards, whereas this is bam and done.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm just replying to someone on our chat. My brother-in-law out in New York, he's online. They're over there. We're going international. I can see
NYC is in.
International, you know what I mean? What did I say? Do you know what? Let's address the elephant in the room, because this pod is Christmas themed special. So our usual topics have a Christmas, obviously, spice to it. But let's address the elephant in the room, the World Cup final.
I hope everyone watched it.
Yeah, I mean, that was
wow.
That was a pretty special game, actually, wasn't it, Dave?
I think if you're obviously Argentinian, you're happy. If you're France, you're disappointed. And throughout the game, you probably wouldn't have had any nails or hair left. But as a neutral, if you just want to see a good game of football, brilliant. Yeah.
I think, it's my opinion. I'd say Argentina were edged out worthy winners. I just thought their first half, they were over France. They eased up, and France just capitalized on that. Had some bursts of, goals and coming out, and then it was just a to and fro game with it. You know what I mean? And also Mbappe getting a hat trick. Second time it's done, thanks to Tom for that bit of history that we all know that Geoff Hurst scored a hat trick in the final, but it just never ever gets remembered that no one else has done it before, or since. So it was a good final, man. It was a really good final. But one thing annoyed me, and I said to you before as well, this whole World Cup, everyone has just loved Mbappe and Messi. It's like no one else is playing the game. But no one else on the pitch.
I agree, because every team I think has that person. And what was it? It was like when Brazil played Neymar. It's like everyone, and then England played Kane. It's like there's everyone else is involved in the team, and I think everyone has their superstar player, don't they? That they look to. I think it's just easy for the media to be able to, say their name and just talk about them, really.
Yeah, it just got boring and annoying, and I don't know. What have you made of the World Cup then, Dave? Have you enjoyed it?
Oh no, I've loved it, because I obviously it wasn't good for us, England, as per usual. We always find a way not to do very well. But no, it's been good in terms of underdogs and really out there winners and big teams falling out that you wouldn't expect, because you obviously messaged around and said, pick a winner from every
Oh,
group,
yeah.
and we'll put a little sweepstake on. And I think I did one, my wife did one, and you were like, yeah, no, they're not too bad or whatever. But who would have picked? Even I know we were doing group winners, but I mean, who would have thought Morocco would have even got out of their group?
My
Type
father-in-law
thing.
knew that Morocco would get out of the group. That's who. Yeah. Honestly, like I'd done it a couple of times in the past. I've done those accumulators of like group winners because that's quite fun. You do an accumulator on a Saturday for a bet. By the way, I haven't bet in football in years. I don't bother doing it anymore. But I just had a bit of spare money. And when you do an accumulator on a Saturday, it's one game. Like say, 10-game accumulator. One game drops out. Drops your bet. Then that's it. It's gone. Where the group is over a couple of weeks. So do you know what I mean? There's always a chance. There's always a chance that someone's gonna recover and win the group. But you're right. I mean, Morocco won the group. Who else was the? Even just at the last point, the South Korea. And it was in the Spain group where Spain and Germany were going to go out at one point. Yeah. It was just like you're looking at it going, no one's predicting this.
No.
And it just shows like even though you get favourites of every group, there's going to be one or two groups, and it's just knowing which one of those. And it's sometimes it's luck of the draw. Like Argentina won the World Cup final, but their first game was against Saudi Arabia, which they lost. So it just shows like I don't know, mate.
It's tournament football is any tournament sport. It's quite good because especially once you get out of the group and it's knockout, it's cutthroat because a few people can get like obviously Argentina France went 2-0 down. It's like France you can't just play for the draw. It's you're there to win it or nothing. So I do like the knockout stages of tournaments.
And to be fair, the majority of games in the group stage as well, it was all full throttle, as in like most of the teams were going out for a result. Do you know what I mean? And I think that Saudi Arabia win was like the catalyst for other groups to go, right, actually hang on, that everyone's here for the taking. Do you know what I mean? Like Morocco, Germany getting knocked out. There's a few shocks here and there. So I think it sort of woken a few teams up to go, hang on, like this is the World Cup. I'm not here just to make up numbers. But a lot of World Cups in the past you would have, and so it's much more open World Cup, but they're probably the two best teams sort of met towards at the end, really. I mean, Morocco had a good tournament, Croatia had a good tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I thought England weren't. I think England were decent enough against France to go through. But I think it was sort of a fair result, really, in the end. Actually, to be fair, I don't think anyone could have really complained about Argentina winning. So
no,
there you go.
No, agreed, definitely.
Right. Well, so this pod is our Christmas themed, and we've come up with our usual 7 topics. Well, actually, we normally do like 10, don't we? But we've sort of kept it to our like core 7. So we've got our good vibe coming up. We've got a Christmas tune that we're gonna recommend for anyone to listen to. A Christmas film that could get quite interesting, to be fair, because how do you classify a Christmas film? I mean, people say Die Hard as a Christmas film. Then we've got worst Christmas present that we would hypothetically give to each other. I've got a great one for you, Dave. A life tip for 2023, and then what's your price Christmas themed, and would you rather Christmas themed? So good vibes, Dave. I want to hear your good vibe. And to be fair, that doesn't have to be Christmas themed, but what's your good vibe for Christmas, mate?
Well, again, I always harp on about my need for giving back to the world. So I've been becoming a bit obsessed by. There's a guy called MD Motivator. He's got a YouTube.
I've seen a few of those videos that you've been reposting.
Yeah, I repost like all of them. I see I think he started off on TikTok, and then he does it. Posts on Instagram and YouTube. But it's basically essentially just goes around and gives people in need money in a like the way he does it is when he goes out, he goes, "Oh, hi, yeah, can you? I've left my wallet at home. Can you buy me?"
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, can you lend me $1 to buy a bottle of water? And then obviously he films a few and people go, oh no, sorry. And then finally he gets to, it's normally, to be fair, it's normally like the older generation. They go, yes, yeah, no problem. I don't think I've got any cash. And they go, yeah, here you go, here's $1. And then once they do, because basically he wants to give that to people that show kindness in the world. So he basically, once they give him $1, he goes, oh, actually, I've got my wallet. I was looking, the first person that blessed me, I was going to bless them. And he gives them like $1,000. And obviously they all end up in tears going, that's incredible. So my Christmas theme one is, I thought, how could I produce the same thing?
Okay.
It hasn't worked, but so I'm going to leave it open. But my plan was, because I've been kind of pushing my own YouTube channel that hasn't got, I think I'm up to 93 followers. So I want to have 100 by the end of the year. So it's still possible, just get a few more. But I pushed out a link that I set up for a GoFundMe page.
Yeah. To
raise money. And then I was going to, once I had the money, go out and give it to someone randomly, and obviously film as a video and give it. And the idea was, why I was Christmas themed, was to try and do it for Christmas, to help someone's Christmas food, presents, or whatever. It hasn't worked, but I will leave it open and obviously, hopefully, get something that I can give to people in the new year instead. But that was my trying to do something good for Christmas for. Obviously not myself.
And can I ask how much you're looking to raise, or you just waiting for like a ballpark kind of figure? Or
well, I mean, he gives away like $1,000 or like $500 and stuff like that. So I put it at 500, but I'm guessing, I don't know the rules on GoFundMe, but I thought if I get to something like 100, I thought that's quite decent, because I was thinking maybe I could go to somewhere like Tesco's and ask someone that's already in a queue with like a shopping full of food, trolley full of food, and go, oh, can you buy me this bottle of water or something? And if they go, yeah, sure, then give them the 100 and they could pay for their shopping with it. Thing was my idea. Or if I went to 500, I could probably do it for the same thing, but do it like 5 times or whatever. Though the cost of price of food, it's probably going to be about 500 quid for a thing of shopping at the moment.
Oh, mate, every week when I do a shop, I always notice every little bit going up. I mean, like, I like to buy these Mexican rice packets from Uncle Ben's, and I like them. And they used to be like £1 or something. They're like £1.40. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but then if that's like a 40p on just that, and everything else is like topping up, it all adds up. It really does, and you can really see it. And like the key is try and sacrifice brands that you don't mind skimping for. Like I always buy like Tesco's or Sainsbury's Scottish porridge oats. Do you know what I mean? Rather than the Quakers. And actually, I think it's better, and it's half the price, and it's the same thing, and you get like a kilo of it, and it's just little bits like that. But I'll tell you with it, it sounds like you probably won't have time to get it before Christmas.
Yeah.
So would you give it out like as a New Year thing if you hit your target?
Yeah, I mean, if I manage to raise anything, obviously nothing is going to go in my own pocket. It's all going to go somewhere. I don't know, even buying food for food banks. My boss said the other day his food bank is quite good. They put out a list of the food that they need, because a lot of people buy like pasta and stuff like that and donate that because it's long life. But obviously, if everyone gives pasta, that's all they've got type thing. So even something like that, just go look on a list of what someone needs and go and buy that and drop that off to them. Anything that can be helpful to, as I said, the general needs of someone else.
Could you maybe be an option to give the money to a food bank, or do you actually want to go give it to someone, actually go find someone personally? Or
I don't mind either way. Obviously, I haven't had the option of anyone donating any money yet to raise some money. So then actually have to put some deep thought into how to distribute it. But I've got a couple of ideas like that. But I think anything anyone can do to try and help, because obviously I think there's lots of people in need through these times at the moment. So
What, do you know where the nearest food bank is to you? Do you know if there's one in your area? Or
there is. I'm pretty sure there is a food bank here, and I know there's like a YMCA charity as well, and they accept they definitely accept like food donations, clothes, and that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's good. I don't know one. I did come across every year that the churches here do like harvests and stuff like that. And I walked Louis up to the town like last year, like during harvest, and the church came out. Some people from the church and said, "Oh, would you like to come in and take some food?" I said, "Oh, it's very, very kind of you." I said, "Go give it to someone. Please pass it on to someone who really does need it." And she goes, "Oh no, it's fresh produce. It needs to go."
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh, we might come back." I didn't, because I kind of thought I still want to give that a chance to someone else to have it, because like we don't need it, and I'd rather someone else do it and stuff. And churches will be a really good one to look into that. I mean, it's quite a big community here for churches and stuff, but it's a sad thing, like there's food banks haven't been created, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it just shows the sort of like the financial environment that we're all kind of living, really. And like we said, if we're noticing prices going up on individual items, and that's just food, and then you add in your energy bills, and you add in your fuel and your petrol and stuff like that, and everything else, it does add up, man. It hits hard, you know what I mean? And it hits hard for a lot of people who don't, are probably at a much lower wage than people can imagine, really, to be fair. So no, good for you, man. I've seen some of your videos, and I've seen a couple of ones when he goes up to people and goes, "Oh, is he this guy that goes up and go, 'Can I give you this envelope?'"
Yeah.
And then people go, no, I don't want an envelope. And then there's like $1,000, like, $1,000 in it or something. Yeah. And I remember seeing one you posted, or maybe I just come across it, and it was this mum. It's just top of my head. This mum had a couple of kids, and like she's kind of broke for Christmas, and she took it, and she, like I said, she like broke down in that lot, really. So is he on the same line as Mr. Beast? Like, is he like a philanthropist? Is that how you call it? Yeah, is that how you say it? A philanthropist. Yeah,
a little bit, because all his videos are short, whereas Mr. Beast makes like really entertaining videos and gives like 10,000 or a million away at the same time. Yeah. So, and I don't always, I agree with because what Mr. Beast is doing, his videos are, he gives away big money, he makes the videos entertaining, but then that is his YouTube channel, but then a lot of the funds he makes from that goes off to a different channel and a different need. Like, he's opened up food banks and stuff, so his channel isn't always the one, because I don't think his main channel, the money always goes to like the most needy. It's like some of his people that follow him and that kind of stuff. So I don't think that type of money always goes to the most needy, but I think he's then got like a chocolate bar business. He's now opened restaurants over there, and all that type of money goes into like the big food bank business, where Zach's MD Motivators videos are just short. They're like the shorts on YouTube, the short TikTok ones, like no more than a minute, of just him going, "Do you want to buy my mystery box for $1?" Yeah, someone goes, "Yeah, I'll buy it for $1," and there's $1,000 in it, type thing. So he's a really short videos, where Mr. Beast is doing it slightly differently.
I think you know much more about Mr. Beast than I do. I think he's gone on more of an entertainment style channel, because he's got quite a lot of YouTubers and stuff that now joining these videos and stuff, to do stuff in that. By the way, we've got a good vibe from our audience. Bless Auntie Pamela. She says Toys for Tots is another good way to donate and give. I don't know if that's a UK thing, because they're over in New York, but so that sounds a little bit like the shoebox appeal, doesn't it? Like, putting the toys in for shoebox and stuff. That's quite nice. I might look into that, because we do need to. I don't know about you, but we need to do a bit of a toy clear out before Christmas comes. Otherwise,
well, we were going to do one. Yeah, Hannah mentioned it. I think it might have been today. Yeah, after Christmas, we got to go through, because there's going to be too much in the house.
Shall I share my good vibe? Good vibe, and it's kind of given me a bit of an idea, actually, what you've kind of said, actually, as well. So my good vibe actually is a bit of a shout out to a guy who lives here. Now, I've never met him. I've only ever tweeted him, but he's on my mind to maybe interview him for my other pod. His name's Steve Morgan, and he's a trail runner. And he basically runs every day. He's crazy. And his idea was to run up Slieve Donard like 50 times in a year, but he hit that sort of halfway through the year, and then so he turned it into a bit of a charity challenge, see if he could run up it 100 times in the year. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like the highest peak in Northern Ireland. It's just under 3,000 feet or around about that. So it'll take, I mean, if we walked up it, I think me and Tom walked up it took us a good couple of hours, maybe 2.5 hours, maybe to walk up. But if you ran up it, you can maybe do maybe an hour and a half. The trail runner, Ian, who I interviewed, I swear he said he ran up it in like an hour or something, or like under an hour. It's disgusting. Anyway, so he was raising money for the Northern Ireland Chest, Heart and Stroke Foundation, and he had a target of £1,000, and he's currently on 2,470.
Wow.
And also, I was reading up on his giving page that apparently it could be a Guinness World Record achievement as well, because no one's ever done it. So I thought that was such a great thing, and he completed it yesterday, and it's all snowed up there. It's very icy, so he finished it in like really, really horrific conditions. So really, like, hats off to him. And I thought it'd be quite good if I live donated on there. But your story as well was kind of, but your story is what your good vibe has kind of led me to. I want to do 2 live donations. I want to donate to your cause as well. So I'm going to do 2 live donations. I've got his link opened up already, but I'm also going to get yours as well. So this was 2,700 like a couple of years. I'm going to refresh that page and see if he's got any more. So he's now up to 2,540. So I'm going to donate there. I'm going to donate as we go through the show, because I don't want to be here pausing and like, do you know what I mean? Like
we can't pause.
I don't. Well, yeah, we can't pause. We can't pause. So check back on the YouTube website for me. So if you can, during the pod, Dave, at some point, if you can send me the link to your and what's the name of your this little project? Have you got a name for it?
Is the actual GoFundMe name? Let me just double check it so I say it correctly.
Sorry, our thousands of audience are on the on here, which is just you, Auntie P. I have to call her Auntie P because Louis says Auntie P. So, but it's nice to have an international audience, actually, isn't it? So, I did send the link round as well. So, but to be fair, this is now live. This is now on YouTube, so people can just listen to it. And
they can watch it at their leisure afterwards.
Yeah, and I do apologise for my cough and sexy husky voice. I've sort of come off man flu from yesterday, actually. So yeah, do you know what? Take a minute or something, RTP, and anyone else who are listening, or you just flick on. I'm literally just going to quickly type this out, and then Dave's going to send me the link over, and I'm going to do 2 live donations, and change the world as we're at it. There you go. Can we
on GoFundMe? It's called Raising Money to Give It All Away.
Raising money. That's a bit of a mouthful, Dave. Was it nothing shorter?
I didn't know that was going to be the actual. That was going to be the actual thing. But hey ho.
You know, when you could like choose your own URL for your website, that night, you've just gone, do you know what? I'm just gonna
do the whole thing.
It's a little bit like, to be fair, it's a little bit like my work email. That is long. That is so long. But then I tell you what, school emails here. We're sort of going on a slide track a little bit. School emails, you know, like obviously back, you know, obviously in London you have, okay, like you used to work at Heathland, didn't you? So you used to have like, you know, I'm going to say your last name, Dave. Blah, blah, at heathland.sch.uk, right? It's quite simple, right? But here, I think they're slightly getting rid of it though. It's called the C2K network, C2K net. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I've sort of come across it a little bit in England. I think it's a bit of an old school thing, but they love numbers. So if you have, say, someone, say, Brian Smith, you have B Smith 787 at C2K, and it could be C2KNI.net, whatever. But then someone else will have like 4 numbers or 1 number. It's work. It's really bad. It's really bad. Do you know what? Like, I'm going to donate as I'm going ahead. Otherwise, people are going to be switching off this pod anyway. So I'm going to donate to Stephen, because great shout out to him. And I'm going to donate to you, Dave, to get the ball rolling as well.
I'll send the link on the Zoom.
There you go. There you go. See, RTP, give it out to all your New York crew out there in Queens. Oh, she's in Queens. Yeah, in Queens.
Oh, actually, well, I'll put it. Yeah, I could put it on. I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on the
East Side. No, it's East Side. East Side. East Side did the best.
I'll put it on the YouTube chat as well. So if anyone is in the mood, then it's there for them.
All right. That's, to be fair, what a lovely start to Chris's pod. It's not going to end that way whatsoever, because I've tried to really trip you up at this point. Right, Christmas tunes, Dave. Now, honestly, I hate Christmas music. Because it always comes out. Oh, I tell you what, right? There's a radio here called Downtown Radio, and literally from December the 1st, that's all they play is Christmas music, like minute by minute. There's nothing else. It's absolutely. I don't like it. So, have you been listening to Christmas music, Dave, or do you try to steer away from it until Christmas Day, or you don't mind it?
It's one that I don't mind it if it's not being rammed down your throat all the time. So obviously, I suppose the radio hasn't been too bad. I think normally most years the radio normally plays, if you're out in the car, rams it down your throat from maybe end of October or even earlier. But no, because like working from home and stuff now, you can have your own music playing and whatnot. So I don't mind Christmas music, because you can choose when you want to listen to it and play it.
Is there any tunes that you don't mind? I mean, so obviously our topic here is a Christmas tune to recommend. So what is a tune you don't mind recommending, Dave, that you don't mind listening to?
Well, do you want me to do my recommendation?
Yes, please.
Well, I think it's one of the ultimate is All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey.
Oh, okay. You've gone for the most overplayed Christmas song ever.
Well, no, but that's the thing. It's not overplayed because, might think so. I did a little bit. I did have a look because Hannah put it on the other day on the TV on YouTube, and we were both like, "Huh? Hang on, wait, what? This is very new." But what she's done is she's actually released a YouTube video. Like the original was released 13 years ago on YouTube, but she's redone it. So it's the same song, same everything, but with a new video that she did 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Hannah just typed it and clicked on the first one. But so she's got a new video that she did 2 years ago. But I made a note of the amount of views these videos have got. So imagine if you did this one song, you could just be probably a millionaire from one song that just gets played once a year from the ad revenue alone on YouTube. I didn't have a look on Spotify. I'm guessing obviously people probably more listen to music on Spotify rather than the music videos. But the one 2 years ago, that's already on 347 million views.
Wow.
And the one from 13 years ago is 744 million views. So it's like over 1 billion views on YouTube over the two videos for one song.
And you don't know off the top of your head how much revenue per play they get in, do they? It's not like 0.01 cents, is it, or something? Or?
It all depends on if you say, like, for instance, if you were doing a video about finance, then a bank would pay a lot more to put their advert in the middle of your video. So so
it's not really per view. It was all about how much, what type of advertising gets drawn to it. Is that right?
Yeah, type thing. So people will pay different amounts to have their videos, their adverts put in, whatever. But she'll be earning a lot. And she's done the song once, and it's just reoccurring revenue for her once a year.
And you've hit the nail on the head there. If you are a musician or a singer-songwriter and you have nailed down a song which is seasonal and successful seasonal, and it will just come up every time, like Thriller by Michael Jackson. I bet actually he probably didn't realize it's going to be like a Halloween or a party song like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, every time Halloween comes out, bang, boom. Bless his heart, he's not with us. But Mariah Carey, that song, every Christmas song. I mean, like, there's a song I hate, the Pogues. You know the Pogue song, the Fairy Tale of New York?
How's that one go?
Oh, I'm not singing that shit.
Okay.
Sorry, language. I hate that song. I hate that song. He's the one who gives a aggressive voice. I can't do the language, but they swear at each other in the thing. It's actually quite an abusive song, but I hate that song. But it comes on every time, every Christmas, and they're set for life, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're not really. Mariah Carey probably doesn't need the money, but anyway. Okay. I accept your recommendation. Predictable, but I accept it. But anyway, so I've gone slightly left field. Because Louis was supposed to have his Christmas show last week, but bless him, he wasn't very well, so we had to keep him off school. So he didn't get to actually do his song, his nursery class. I know, but doesn't mean we weren't practicing. And now this song is stuck in my head, and we've been singing it and playing it every single day for the past 2 weeks. And we kind of really know the song by now. And I actually never heard of this before he did his show. And actually, it's actually an old Christmas song by Nat King Cole, which has just been upbeated a little bit. And it's actually called I'm the Happiest Christmas Tree. Have you ever heard of it?
I'm the Happiest Christmas Tree. It sounds like it could be sort of like, kids' nursery rhyme, definitely.
Oh, it's good. It's good. I've actually got the lyrics. Actually, where's it?
I thought you said you should know it if you've been practicing it this much.
No, I had the lyrics up there. Wait, I had the lyrics up there a minute. But I was actually going to sing just a couple of courses for you so you can actually know.
Hang on, let me take my headphones out then.
Why? Why are you going to take your headphones out for?
Because you said you were going to sing.
Yeah. Like, that's horrible. Oh, what? As in what? Your ear's going to hurt because I'm going to sing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to sing badly. I'll sing. I had it. Wait. Wait is it? No, I'm the Happiest Christmas Tree. Oh, 1 minute. I had a thing open up. Pod issues. Here we go. So he goes, you ready?
Yep, go hit me.
Goes with a hey and a he and a ho ho ho, with a he and a ho and a ha ha ha, with a ho and a ha and a he. Oh, I'm the happiest Christmas tree. Ho ho ho, he. Someone came and they found me and took me home with them. Oh, I'm the happiest Christmas tree. Ho ho ho, he. Look how pretty they dress me. Oh, lucky me. I got shiny bells that jingle and tiny lights that tingle. Whenever anyone passes by, I blink my lights and I wink my eye. I'm the happiest Christmas tree. Christmas Day, wait and see. I'll be laughing happily with a ho 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 he. There you go.
That deserves a round of applause. I thought we were going to get a couple of lines, but you've gone for the whole thing.
Yeah. Do you know what? And that's now live out to the world. So there you go.
For some odd reason, I do.
Do you know that song at all?
For some reason, it does sound familiar, and I can't think why I would know that song. But yeah, I think I don't know. Yeah, it does sound familiar. I don't know why, but that was delightful.
We have another viewer, by the way.
I've seen.
Yeah, my wife. And she's probably pissed. She's probably really, really laughing a lot that I sang that. She likes the Fairy Tale New York, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, and Jingle Bell Rock. But they're all traditional, though, aren't they? They're all traditional. There's never left field. You know,
they always become classics. That's why, like I was saying, they all become the big ones become classics year on in.
But they're all. Do you remember there was a year where that was it? Do you remember there was a year where there was a big push for, was it Pop Stars or X Factor to be number one? But instead, people risen up and voted for Rage Against the Machine.
Yes, yeah.
So
they did win, didn't they?
Yeah. So now that's a left field Christmas song. That would be my other recommendation, actually.
I still don't think you can class that as a Christmas song, to be fair.
It was Christmas number one. So that all that does, it counts. That counts. You know what I mean? So
does a Christmas song just need to become number one at Christmas, or does it actually need to be about Christmas to be a Christmas song?
I would say the former, as in it has to be Christmas one.
Okay.
Because I know you're saying having a Christmas thing, but then once it's become Christmas number one, that's it. It's in folklore, isn't it? It's Christmas number one. It's got Christmas in it already because I think if it becomes number one, it becomes a Christmas song. But if it doesn't stick and get like that, that precipice of song achievement, then yeah, it'll have to go down to it has to be about Christmas. That's where I'm coming from. I don't know about yourself. But there you go.
I think it probably needs to be about Christmas, because if it reaches Christmas number one, are people going to remember next year?
Some radio station somewhere will play all former Christmas number ones, won't they? Like a countdown of all Christmas number ones ever, or there'll be an album like a now Christmas special or something. And it'll be, Rage Against the Machine is now Christmas number one somewhere. So, yeah, that's where I'm coming from.
No, that's fine.
Right, well, let's move on. Let's do our films. Because
you go first. You go first for film then, because I did.
Again,
first.
I've tried to think a bit left field, but it's a bit hard on Christmas films, and I'm a bit hit and miss when it comes to Christmas films. There's some I can't stand anymore. Like, I think when you were younger and you're growing up, you could watch Christmas films on end, but there's some now I'm just like, that's just cringe and cheesy. It's just like, drop me out. But there's some that I think, yeah, I could watch that again. Like Elf, I could watch Elf again. Elf's quite funny. That's about it.
Just Elf.
No, that's not my recommendation. And yes, Die Hard is a Christmas film. All right. I was even looking into like Ghostbusters, but Ghostbusters 2 is actually classed as a Christmas film because it was at Christmas. But mine is Scrooged with Bill Murray. Have you seen Scrooged?
I think I have. That was good. I do like that. I'm pretty sure I've seen that one.
Yeah, 1988. So we were both 4. And it's based on A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And I just love it just because it's got a bit of adult humor, and it's just a bit more grown up humor a little bit. And Bill Murray is such like a deadpan like comedian actor. He plays Scrooge really, really well. So that's my recommendation. And I looked into it that he had a budget of $32 million and it took in 100 mil, which is not a bad sort of like take, but it's on all the time on terrestrial TV at this time of the year. So like the music, if you have a successful Christmas movie, it will stick, won't it? It will stick all the time. And that's what, 34 years old, and it's still going. And to be fair, it's a bit of a timeless film, actually. It'll last. Do you know what I mean? It'll last. And that's actually the thing with Christmas films. A lot of them will last, won't they, really? So yeah, have you seen it? Haven't seen it? Or
I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it. And it's fine. And those the Christmas films that, like you said, that are good for kids but have the dry adult humour that the kids won't. It's not. They won't understand it's rude, but the adult can sit there and watch it with them and have their laugh. Are, I think, probably the ones that do win. More than.
And on the side note, that I was sent a clip by a teacher who used to work with Kirsty. She sent me a clip of Bluey. Do you ever watch Bluey on CBeebies?
Yeah, got all the Bluey gear at home.
Right. Well, if you look a bit deeper into it, someone's got a bit of a conspiracy theory about that Bluey's mum is having an affair with the neighbour.
And how did they get?
I will try and find you the video, because there was a bit of evidence in there, because she says about like she flirts with like the neighbour in front of the dad and says stuff like, oh, like the dad goes, the grass is greener on the other side, and she goes, and something like, oh yeah, I know about that, or something like there's dialogue there that suggests there's a bit of an adult kind of relationship going that they're not picking up on. So she's a bit of a hoe bag, really.
It's going to change my viewing of Bluey.
Is this? Have a look into
dramatically.
It. Have a look into it, because like Dad's quite sarcastic, and but it helps, because obviously if we're watching it with our little ones having breakfast or whatever, and we could just like get into it as well, at least where we're not just sitting there like looking at the clock and counting seconds. But no, you're right. When it comes to Christmas films, if there is something for the adults, it just allows everyone to kind of enjoy it a little bit, to be fair. Obviously not rude or anything, but just a little touch here and there. So yeah, so mine's Scrooged, and I'll be definitely waiting for it to come on terrestrial TV soon. What about yours, Dave?
I've just seen a messy comment in the chat. I know who that is. That's my mate Harry. Shout out Harry Thanks for watching. And
well done, Harry.
You've missed all the football chat now. That was right at the beginning. So thanks for being late.
He's gonna have to rewind it back.
Yeah, no.
Messi's the GOAT. Messi's the GOAT.
Messi's the guy. Oh, that's what I couldn't be asked with. I wanted France to win because I could not be bothered with everyone. Oh no, now he's the GOAT. He's won. Oh, Snorefest. I was with Panda on that one. Right, yeah. Anyway, you've missed the football chat, so good luck with that one. Right, so yeah, my Christmas film is. I'm glad you've told everyone that Die Hard is a Christmas film because that was my choice. Die Hard is a Christmas film. I thought when I picked it, you would you'd say no, it's not a Christmas film. But interestingly, I was doing my notes for this yesterday. And interestingly enough, I actually saw someone put something on social media saying Die Hard isn't a Christmas film. But they had a good point because they had a video and it was actually Bruce Willis accepting some, I don't know, whatever, Oscar gong or whatever he was being awarded for the film. And he basically shouts at the top of his voice saying Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I disagree with him, even though he's the main character in it and the star in it. I disagree with him. It happens on Christmas. Yeah. The whole film is based around Christmas. So how you can say it's not a Christmas film is absolutely ridiculous. So completely disagree with him. I think there was two camps for Die Hard. You either think, yeah, it is a Christmas film or it's not.
No, it is a Christmas movie. I mean, there's a Christmas tree in it.
Yeah.
So... yeah,
there's a Christmas tree. Yeah, you just see Christmas tree once. But no, it's interesting that both of our films come from 1988.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it is as well. Yeah, we're both up and current on our film choices for our film recommendation this week.
I mean, there are Christmas like knockoff films that come out every year and stuff. If you go on Netflix and stuff like that, you'll find their own Christmas movie or something. But it's just cringe. Or there's I've got no urge to watch it. There's the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. Have you seen that on Disney?
No. See, I think I saw the new. There's Guardians of the Galaxy. There's like a really old one, isn't there?
There's Volume 1 and Volume 2.
And then there was like a new one created, and I think I went to see that in the cinema, and it was dreadful. I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy. It was dreadful. I think I'm thinking of the right film there.
But there's a spin-off, like a special on Disney of Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, but I've got no urge to watch it because I just thought like the Marvel universe is getting a bit too much and too silly. So yeah, they don't really get any sort of strong Christmas movie. And I look back and I think maybe Elf was probably the last strongest one, really.
Elf was, Elf is probably the newest and extremely funny. But then again, you look back further because like my brother growing up, one of his absolute favourite is on every Christmas, Home Alone.
See, that is a classic.
And that's the 1990s.
Yeah, do you know what? And like, I loved Home Alone growing up. I just can't watch it anymore because I've watched it too many times. I don't get anything out of it anymore. Do you know what I mean? I sound sad to say, but I don't. And Home Alone 2 is Christmas as well, isn't it? Yeah. Home Alone 2 is Christmas as well.
Yeah.
So
Lost in New York, isn't he?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm in the camp of the, like, go back a few decades, you get some really decent Christmas movies where I don't really think anymore. Do you used to ever on Christmas Day used to watch like the EastEnders special or something, or do you used to watch the soap Christmas special?
The EastEnders one, no, because back in the day, like my mum would watch that. Like I think I've watched a few because they always build something up, don't they? And they always say something's coming and something's going to happen. It's obviously because they're all fighting for. It's always EastEnders, Coronation Street, Emmerdale. All three, they're like the three main ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they always try to compete for viewership. So there's always something happening. A plane crash. They've had plane crashes, buildings, bombs.
Or the Mitchell brothers having a fight around the old Queen Vic, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, yeah, they're probably about time to bring them back, aren't they? And someone needs a bit of money or the viewers need to go back up, don't they? They bring in an old character or whatnot.
We have had a nomination in the chat. My wife has said Elf, and she loved. Have you seen what supermarket is it? There's a supermarket advert that hired Will Ferrell to replay Elf. Have you seen it?
Oh, didn't know. That's not.
Is it Marks and Spencer's?
Is that now?
Was it
you mean recently?
Yeah, this year. Have you seen? You must have seen it. They got him to go around the supermarket and stuff like that in the Elf character.
I think I did, but I didn't twig who it was. I think Marks and Spencer's, they use Dawn French, don't they?
Oh, do they?
Yeah, Dawn French is on there. I can't think who the elf one is.
No,
I'll probably find it online.
Well, I'm glad we both agreed that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, even though, like I said, the main actor Bruce Willis disagrees.
Yeah, he's wrong. He's so wrong.
Oh yeah, it's a freaking Christmas movie, mate. Right, cool. Well, there we go. Christmas music, Christmas movies. That's all covered for you. Now, our next topic is the worst Christmas present, but not for anyone. It's what we would hypothetically give to each other. So
I've got a problem with this topic. I didn't, when you sent me the notes, I didn't read it like that.
Oh,
I thought you meant just like the worst gift to like give or receive from like someone in general, not you.
That's fine.
Not between the two of us.
Oh, that's right. Oh, here we go. It was Asda, the Elf commercial. It was Asda. I tell you what, fair play Asda, because that's money. That's money invested, and it's worked because my wife loves watching that advert when it comes on. Will
it make her go and shop at Asda?
No, because there's no Asda near, and to be fair, we don't really like their food. So yeah, adverts that don't always work. It's nice to watch them. Doesn't mean always they work. So, but there you go. Right, okay, cool. Let's have yours then. Let's have yours first. So you've gone on the thought process that the worst Christmas present for you to receive, or worst Christmas present that you would give to someone.
Well, my one it's kind of a general one because I think it's an outdated thing anyway. So mine is for this is when, like, for Christmas cards. I think Christmas cards are a bit outdated, but what I hate is when people go, instead of sending you a postcard this year, I've donated to charity instead, which I'm all forgiven for charity, but what they could have done is just donate to charity and not told me they donated to charity instead of giving me a 50p postcard. I just don't get it. You could donate to charity and send me a 50p postcard as well. Basically, what you're saying is you couldn't be asked to send me a postcard or send me a Christmas card, which is fine because I feel Christmas cards are a bit outdated, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're gonna go, oh, that's really nice of them sending that to me. That's really nice. And you're gonna put it up, and then it's gonna be shredded and recycled and go in the bin.
Yeah.
After Christmas. So I think they're outdated nowadays. People just obviously Christmas Day, everyone will send, like, our groups will say, Happy Christmas, guys. That's it. And people are like, yeah, hope everyone has a nice day type thing. We've all thought of each other, wish everyone well. I just don't get Christmas. I just don't get Christmas cards. But when someone says I've donated to charity instead of, it's like, well, how much have you donated? Any money to charity is good, but if they donated a 10, they could still send me a Christmas card for 50p.
Yeah.
The whole thing, it just really bugs me. It's one of those things really.
No, I'm with you on cards. I don't understand the purpose of cards unless it's something like sentimental or an age. I'm talking about birthday cards and Christmas cards. You know what I mean? Really, you really do want to keep it. I mean,
or you need to send the card to hold all the money in you're sending me.
Yeah.
Like something like a sleeve to hold all the 50s in. That's fine.
And if everything's electronic these days, like you say, you want to save paper and save a bit of cost. I mean, for me, it's well easy just to send an electronic thing or just a WhatsApp. I don't mind. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds a bit bar humbug, but that's fine.
Because my mum and my grandparents used to like send checks.
Wow.
In the post, but it's like now it's just a boom boom online payment. So again, no point for the card. Send the cash over. hardwire, and then I'd have to take the check and pay it into the bank. That was annoying, wasn't it? That was a waste of time.
I tell you what, again, we do go off, and this is why it's called Waffle Cafe. We go on a bit of side notes, but how old school is checks? Like,
yeah,
and no one's ever explained to me why it takes 5 working days for it to clear. Like, why does it take 5 working days? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It might, obviously, they get a wad full of checks. They have to go through it and go, right, okay, it's count number, bang, 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 bang. Why does it take so long? Why does it take so long?
Go through a machine. We just go.
Yeah. Why does it take so long? Is it because there's more risks of fraud for checks and you have to be more like diligent to it, or?
I don't know. I've just seen Norma's shout, and I just want to say I completely disagree. Completely disagree. So Norma
giving out a pair to someone.
No, that I disagree with. I think that's a great present, because you're not seeing like the memes and stuff that come out on the internet, and they go, lads, hold out 30 days until Christmas, and they've got like a picture of the socks, the box, with the socks and the boxes with holes in. It's what guys aren't buying their own socks.
True.
And that kind of stuff. They just wear them out, holes, and then Christmas time comes, new pair of socks, lovely.
Do you know what?
Like a pack of socks.
You know, socks are like fine wine. Like, you're not really into it when you're young, but then when you get older, you don't mind a glass of wine. You don't mind actually a pair of socks. They actually do feel quite good on your feet. It sounds like an old thing to say, but I've got lots of socks upstairs, and like, it's actually quite nice, because if you do put on an old pair of socks and they're hard, they're a bit rough, they ain't nice. They ain't nice for your feet. But you do want to wear them out as much as you can, because you just get the full value. You don't want to like buy stuff for the sake of it. But yeah, if you asked me 10 years ago, I'd probably have gone, yeah, a pair of socks would be, no, I'll go do my own. But yeah, a pair of socks is actually not too bad. But I can't say it too loudly, because then she'll just give me a pair of socks and not like anything a bit more nicer than that, really. So,
no, like if I open all my presents Christmas Day and there's not a packet of new socks, disappointed. I'll be disappointed.
We should have done this pod like a month ago. I would have told your wife and just said, look, Dave's just happy for some socks this year. Just save your money, treat yourself. Yep. A nice pair of socks, be absolutely fine for him. So, well, I read the brief right, because it was supposed to be.
It.
Yeah, yeah, it's supposed to be the worst Christmas present to give to each other. So I thought, right, I'm going to do some research on this. All right, I'm going to be really specific and really try and nail down something that if I bought you, you'd have to go to it and you have to experience it, right? So I came across this lovely 1,000-year-old estate called Croydon Hall in Exmoor. All right, it's a hotel. You could go there. Beautiful grounds. Exmoor is obviously lovely and stuff. You know, middle of nowhere. But it's just a lovely sort of getaway. I think there's a spa and that. When I went on the site, I actually thought it was the place you got married in. But I actually had a sort of, just because it's Croydon, I thought, no, it can't be right. I was like, you didn't get married in Croydon, but you know, it just looked like it. So imagine, you know, you had your reception and stuff like that, right? It looked like that. It's beautiful, really lovely. But I would, there's a catch.
Can I guess the catch? I've got an inkling.
No, let's just play along with me. So the catch is that you take part in something called a GRE. Do you know what that stands for?
No. It's not something to do with ghosts, is it?
No. It's called a golden retriever experience.
Oh, for God's sake!
And it's a 2-hour session where you get to basically play with dogs, therapy with the dogs and stuff like that. You know, they'll jump up on you and they'll play with you and stuff. And it's I'll even tell you the price. The price is £65 per person. So it just shows you how much I feel for you, Dave, for your Christmas. And do you want to have a guess how many dogs would be in the room with you?
Do you know what? I have a funny feeling I've actually seen this advertised, not as a Christmas present, but I swear I saw it on some TV program and saying like people do this, like, because obviously dogs do therapy and stuff like that. It's like, I don't think I need this therapy in my life, but go on, how many? There's
30 of them.
What, and all for me?
Well, I can't guarantee there won't be other people in there, but it's 2 hours. You'll be in this, you know, like a function room. and there'll be like dog toys around and stuff like that. And you just have like do activities with them and play with them and jump on you and that. But there was one in sort of in the FAQs. There was one question where I thought you might want to know about. Someone asked, will the dogs bite me? So the answer was, it is not in the nature of golden retrievers to bite, but if you choose to give treats to the dogs or take a ball toy from their mouths, then you accept full responsibility for any injuries caused by giving treats, retrieving balls. We have expertly trained our dogs to be respectful and obedient, and not once have they been aggressive towards humans. You are more likely to be licked to death than bitten.
That's just some health and safety stuff there, because not be very, if a dog bites you, they get put down, don't they? So, and then they'd probably be sued galore, even though they've put that. But this is like your Instagram stories and reels you've been sending me.
Yeah, I've been trolling you for the last couple of weeks, actually, with the most monstrous size pit bulls and Rottweilers that have been popping up everywhere. And they are steroid to the max, aren't they?
Yeah, they look like they've just been in the gym 24/7. They're like huge. And for some reason, I clicked on the first one. I don't know why I clicked on it. And like the dog was eating, like, it's like snapping bones in half.
Oh, yeah.
Snapping bones in half. And then like you still keep, I told Hannah about this today and she absolutely found it hilarious. She thought it was so funny. And she goes, that's the time. She thought it was funny, but then she's scared of spiders. And I was like, well, yeah, that's like one of your friends keeps sending you reels of spiders. And she goes, yeah, but blokes are different. I was like, yeah, to be true, we are. We're horrible to each other.
But that clip that I send you, that dog, I've come across that person a few times, and it feeds it raw meat diet. Like the bones are in there, and the way it crunches and crushes those bones, I'm just like, it's really what I know. Not for you, I find it quite watchable, but I'm just like, it's a bit quite grim. So the question is, Dave, if I ever did that for you, and it included a night over, right? But the night over, you're not spending a night over with 30 golden retrievers. It's just that activities in the package.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Did you say there's a spa at the hotel?
I think there is, yeah.
So 65 quid, there's a hotel, a night
well,
over.
Obviously, so I would pay. I'm not saying word. It's all hypothetical.
Yeah.
Because cost of living, and also I'm doing 2 live donations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I say I have hypothetically bought you a night over at that place, but part of the package was you had to do the 2 hours with the golden retrievers, would you do it? But for you to stay over, you had to do the activity first, otherwise the night would be void.
Well, no, but you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't be there. Because what I would do is go, oh, that's lovely, thank you very much, Ben. I'd go there, pull out the dog bit, go to the spa and have night over and have a breakfast and then leave.
I would definitely put in an agreement with the hotel to say that your stay would be void if you didn't turn up and stay the full 2 hours in that dog room.
Just out of interest, why
can't you just give me an answer?
No, I'm just saying, do you know what my answer is? Just out of interest, so I think it was interesting for people anyway, is what therapy, what are the dogs meant to treat therapy-wise?
It's not like that. No, it's not like that. No,
I know it was like therapy.
No, I know what you mean. Like you do get dog therapy kind of classes, didn't you? Where people have like self-esteem and that. But no, this is just a dog experience thing where you can just go play with dogs.
Do you know what? I think it's cheeky. A little side note before I answer again, and I've just thought of another one. It's a bit cheeky because normally if you've got a dog at home and you want someone to play with it or walk it, you've got to pay them. But what they've done is, no, we'll turn it into experience. This idiot will pay me £65 and look after my dog for me. That's what it sounds like to me. It's as they're switching it on the old dog care.
Possibly, but then like the upkeep of 30 golden retrievers. Can you imagine the amount of food, cleaning? I mean, and apparently I read it into it that that's not the venue they use. Like they have their own dog experience venue, but they go to Croydon Hall to use their function room as like one-off sessions. Do you know what I mean? It's like part of the hotel kind of package, if you like. So they'd have to travel over. So their overheads might be quite a lot. But if you get, you get 30 people in there, at 650, 1300. That's 1950 for a 2-hour session. That's 1,950. I don't know what it'd be. Thing is, though, even if you think of it as a business idea, Dave, you wouldn't be involved. You'd be in the office because you wouldn't want nothing to do with the dog.
No, so. I'm thinking of switching. Like people like kids and babies. Just I'll go set up a hall, pay me 65 quid. You can play with my kids for 2 hours.
I don't know how much. I don't know how many takers you're going to get for that, but
don't know. Some people like kids.
No, fair enough. No. All right, you run with that, Dave. I'm not giving you that donation, but
yeah.
What's your answer then?
My answer's no. My answer's no. And you did say, and obviously the brief was the worst Christmas present, so you knew it'd be a bad Christmas present for me. So no, I politely decline, and you could save your money and you could treat yourself instead.
Oh, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I never discussed this idea with your wife. And then, you know what I mean? Because we did have a friend once, didn't we? Where he stayed next to a Premier Inn. He had a Premier Inn next to him. Was it Premier Inn? What was the hotel? Yeah, it was a Premier Inn. And his apartment block was literally 50 meters away. But I paid for a night for him to stay there. And he didn't take it. He didn't do it. What waste of money? That was a waste of money. I was just like...
It was very funny, though. It was very funny.
It was very funny. At least give it to someone else or whatever. It's just a waste of a night. There you go. All right, okay. We're going to something a little bit more philosophical. I'm not very good at my words at the moment. Life tip for 2023, Dave. Quote, it's a bit of advice, guidance, something that you might be applying to yourself. What have you got for us?
Again, so doing the old personal YouTube channel is I've been trying to do like a bit motivational stuff, and I think what I've been trying to push is just don't let anyone tell you can't do anything, because I think people live inside their own sort of like environment, or like because of their upbringing, if their parents have only done certain things, they believe they can't do something or whatever, or a lot of people listen to outside influences, or they obviously have their own self-doubt in terms of not being able to do something. And I truly believe that is wrong. I truly believe that you can learn anything, even just like on YouTube. You can Google something, YouTube it, and within 10 minutes have an answer and be able to do it. Obviously, if your dreams and stuff is more like, I don't know, surgeon, pilot, it's not going to be instant. But if you can apply yourself, and if you really want something, I believe you can go and get it. But you obviously have to shut out the outside noise of people telling you can't do it, believe in yourself, and just go and do it and put all gun blazing in, because otherwise you're going to get to like 70 years old, and if it's something you dreamed about and just it's been in your head every single day, by the time you get to 70, that's still going to be there, and it's just going to be a massive regret that you never even tried. Because if you get to 70 and you've tried it and it didn't work out, fair enough, but I think that feeling is going to be a lot better than getting to 70 and going, I wish I tried and never did. So yeah, mine is just if there's anything you want to do next year, just go and try and do it, because you never know, you might surprise yourself or other people, parents, friends, whoever, even your partner or whatever, that you can do it. And it might not be, as I say, it might not be instant. It might take a year or two or whatever, but you've just got to throw yourself into it and get out there.
It's such common sense, isn't it? I mean, like wise but common sense. I'm quite interested to hear what you feel about, because you mentioned about how a lot of people listen to outside influence rather than an inner circle. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think there's is it Steve Harvey? Steve
what? So solid?
No, what's his name? It's something Harvey.
Yeah, no, the comedian, the comedian
from America.
He did the Family Fortunes kind of thing.
That guy. I saw a clip on him, and I think it's quite true. I think environment plays a big part on what people can do. And so the clip he said was basically, if you got not a tick or something and put it in a jar, they can jump like meters and meters up. But if you put it in a jar, it will jump and it'll start hitting its head. But after a while, it realised you can't jump that high, so it won't jump as high. And then if that gave birth, the new tick would learn from the mother not to jump that high, even though it's capable of being able to jump meter, it wouldn't. So I think that's sometimes environment. So like if your parents haven't, like, I always think like if people's parents have like their own business, then if they're born into that, they know their parents got an own business, their like mum or dad will be able to say, this is how you start a business or whatever. I think the environment there has already put a seed in their head that I can own my own business. Growing up, I never even perceived like my parents haven't got their own business. They've always worked for people. So I've never thought starting a business or it's possible for anyone to start a business. But nowadays you can go online on the Gov website and register a limited company very, very easily. And you've got all these tools now. You can literally run a business from your phone.
Yeah.
You don't even need a computer. But I think it's sometimes that type of environment and that type of, you look what you're born into and what the people are around you are doing. But I think when we were younger, there wasn't always, like, obviously with all these apps now, with YouTube, social media, people put out these videos and tell you how easy it is to do these things. Instagram influencer, whatever. If you can get a big following on something, then, and you've got a personal brand, like these YouTubers, they've got a massive following, they can bring out like a vodka. Do they know anything about vodka? Maybe not. I think the product still needs to be good, but because they've got the following, it sells and they make millions from it. I think that's what how Kylie Jenner, she's a billionaire from makeup, but she had that personal brand from the Kardashians before she brought out the makeup, and that then it launched, and she's a billionaire from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's for me, I think it can come down to environment first, but then if you're in that environment and went to your mum and dad that's not a business, go, I want to start a business, they might turn around and go, because they don't know how easy it is or whatever, because they haven't tried to do it, they'll turn around and go, don't be ridiculous, you can't do that, and they'll go, oh, okay.
So really, I've never come across that. That's really interesting and quite very open-minded to hear, really, because like yourself and my life tip I'll share in a minute is like yourself, we both have had these ideas over the years and stuff, and it could be maybe because the environment we brought in, and it's not a discredit to our parents whatsoever.
No.
But do you know what I mean? Like not being aware of, like you said, those limits or where you could go. That could be like like a subconscious environmental restriction of, like you said, knowing how far you can jump and how far you can go. Do you know what I mean? Because we're both, and I'm not like kissing your ass, but we're both talented in our own areas. Do you know what I mean? We've both got ideas, and both got our own different interests and stuff. And that's where you start off with. Don't you start with what you like, what you know, what you don't mind doing? Because the goal is to do something for a living you'd happy to do for free. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the, for me, it was being a footballer when I was growing up. I didn't look at that and see it as a job. I thought, it'd be amazing to be a footballer, and that's probably, the money in football, probably, that the youngsters coming through probably looks at it and goes, well, I'm made for life if I ever make it. Do you know what I mean? And not think actually I'll be a footballer. But my life tip, it sort of supports your life tip actually. Is about, so I've got just a couple of words of, be proactive, not reactive. Do you know what I mean? Like don't wait around. Like you said, like don't say you can't, or don't let anyone say you can't either. And I think for myself is trying to maybe more be proactive on some ideas I have. Like I wrote this children's book. I was halfway through, and I was in this phase where I was writing every night, and I was building up this novel, and I have all these ideas and spiraling it out. And I even sent it off to about 50 publishers, I think. I only ever heard back from 2. It's a really cutthroat business, and And there was no feedback. It was just like, we're not interested. So, okay. And then I've always had it. And then I've shared it to a guy. I come across this learning mentor at school, and he wrote his own book, and it was based on his dad had passed away. And so he wrote like a grievance book, grievance, but not grievance. That's when you've got a complaint against someone. A grievance book, and he had his daughter do the illustrations, and he would write the book. And it was about like his memory, but that his dad was still there in the garden. There's something else, I can't remember exactly, but it was a lovely book. And he sold it, got the school to promote it and stuff like that, and he acted upon it. So then I said, like, I'm halfway through, but I shared it with him, and he said, like, you need to act upon that. And so it's in my head to go back to it, and it's just finding the right frame of mind. But if I, like yourself, if I don't take your advice and not give up on it, but don't act upon it, then it will be someone else's opportunity. Do you know what I mean? It'll be someone else that will come up with the idea, or someone else that will take that spot. And you never know, don't you? And that's the thing, like you said, you don't want to be older, 60, 70 years old, and look back and go, oh, I wish I did that, because I can't do it now because my fingers don't work or something, like, so.
I don't know if this will help, because you mentioned about that, because I remember you've obviously spoken to us guys in the group and stuff about doing it, but I don't think I'm wrong in saying, I might be wrong, of course, there's always a chance I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong, but I think you can self-publish books
on Amazon.
Yeah.
No, I have looked at it before, but if I was going to do it, I'd want to do it like with an illustrator. It needs illustrations, and but
then you could publish it, self-publish it.
And it's the only thing with self-publishing is just the money.
But I think with Amazon, you upload the book, and that's it. They'll do the rest. They print it and send it out to whoever buys it.
I think in my head, though, I'd want to use the schools that I've sort of connected to, because I sort of started a new job last few months, and my role is still going into schools, and I've got those schools as like networks, and I know some people in schools, and my idea would be to have the hard copies ready to go sort of in these schools, and use them as the base, and then grow it out from there, just to see if it would take off.
A bit like like a David Walliams kids book type thing, because his are like kids.
Do you know what? I'll send you over. So we're having a sort of personal conversation now. It's not the pod, but I'll send you over. I'll send you over a chapter, because there's a bit not long-winded, but there's a few chapters in it. I'll send you over a chapter, and because you like your bikes anyway, I think you'll quite like it. And there's a bit of adult humor in there, not like rude, but like little bits.
Oh, if it's not rude, don't bother sending it.
And there's a really good twist as well. Like I'm plugging my book here on the thing. I'll give you a quick like synopsis. So basically, it's about Adventures of Bicycle Ben. All right, okay, and it's him and a few of his friends in this eco town. So it's a big eco sort of approach onto this town. Anyway, he comes across this secret map, like the Goonies, and there used to be this old bike called the Ultima, and it was used by this old racer, but he broke up the bike and hid these parts all the way around the town, so no one else could use the bike ever again, because he didn't want anyone to use it, because it was such a good bike. He won lots of races on it. So they tracked down parts of the bike and build it up. In the background, though, there's a villain who is trying to sabotage them getting all these parts, and his like signature mark is like trails of rust and stuff like that, because like, it's a rusty character. So and then in the end, he builds the bike up and enters this like tour, the Eco Town race or something. I can't give you any more than that, but that's the synopsis. So it's a bit like an adventure book with an eco focus, but also learn about bikes and stuff for that, and about get active. There's so much to it, and all the other characters have their own identity and inclusivity of it. Like there's Hand Cycle Harry, so he actually has a hand bike that he uses, but like he could change his wheels for different terrain and stuff like that, so he can go out all these adventures. So it's not just like he's Hand Cycle Harry, he has everything. The Skateboard Susie, and she has all these different like all these different boards, and some have light up, or some has like speakers on it, and like it says everyone has their own kind of thing. So I really have like thought about it. I just think because
then you could branch out. You could branch out the individual characters have their
Yeah.
own story in their own book.
Yeah, and in my head, at one point when I was doing this, I was like, oh, you could do like figurines, cartoon. Do you know what I mean? There was so much scope to it, but I think I was just waiting for a publisher to kind of come back and go, yeah, we enjoy it. Let's see what else like where we can go for it.
That would give you the kick up the arse to
but I think
carry on and finish it.
I think I just need to finish it now. And like I said, if publishing is not that way, self-publishing, then maybe, like you said, Amazon could be like the sort of fallback. Anyway, do you know what? We've slightly gone off the pod thing. But anyway, Adventures of Buzz Called Ben coming out soon to a bookstore near you. But there you go.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just turning my heating down a little bit.
That's all right, mate. That's all right. To be fair, every time we come on to like life tips or quote of the week, it gets deep. And actually, but our life tips and our quotes always go hand in hand. So hopefully they've helped you. Right. We've come to sort of the back end, our penultimate topic. And these are where it gets quite funny, actually, to be fair. Sometimes it gets a bit debating, a bit controversial as well. It's quite funny.
I've kept mine very, very, very Christmas themed. Okay. Very, extremely.
I was just trying to think, what can I do Christmas themed that would get you to go, oh, don't make me do that, but wait, what's your price? So anyone who don't know what this is, what's your price is, but we give each other a hypothetical situation or a challenge where we'd have to go do it, or you won't do it, but we'd get paid for it. And the whole idea is that you offer the money and go, right, okay, £1,000 to eat dog food or something. Okay, well, would you take £800? You've got to try haggle them to the lowest price. So it's always quite funny to work out the lowest price of what someone would do. So shall I do mine first?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. Sorry for my voice. Like, literally, I had man flu yesterday. So, what is your price, Dave? To carol sing to a minimum of 20 houses in your area, 3 songs per house in a mankini, and then ask for a donation to the Waffle Cafe after.
Do you know what? You always think like really left wing and really good ones. Like mine's going to be really boring. Mine's really boring in comparison, but I'd be surprised. First of all, I'd be surprised if anyone would keep their door open for more than 10 seconds after seeing me in a mankini. And then even after 30 seconds after hearing me sing, because I am tone deaf.
That's quite funny, actually, that you picked up on that. Because, you got to get 20 houses to open their door.
You open the door to an old like a man, not like a child. Like if a child did, they're like, oh, why is he wearing that? But okay, he's a child. Smile and nod. Yeah, that's very nice, little boy or little girl. Thank you, bye. But yeah, a grown man standing there in a mankini, and then no, wait, no, I was about to do carols. And they're like, So I think it would probably be quite an easy one, to be honest. I don't think many people. And then another thought, in these temperatures, wow, in a mankini, wow, that'd be cold. 20 houses. Yeah, as I don't think it would last for long. I don't think I'd require much money. I'd probably do it for, I don't know, 10k.
£10,000.
No, I don't think it's that bad.
So 20 songs, right? So 3 songs. So they say 10-minute house. So that's 200 minutes. Which is 3 hours, 3 hours and 20 minutes. So 10 grand for 3 hours work.
That's what job do you know that pays that?
That's like footballer wage, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You got to do, and the thing is, I'm pricing as that because I don't think people are even going to keep their doors open. I think I would probably be done in probably about 5 minutes. I'll ring, hello, bang, hello, bang.
10k.
It'd be bloody cold though in these conditions.
Would you take 5? £5,000.
Yeah, I'd take 5. Yeah, I'll take 5.
Half price, 50% off. I'm not going to go any lower. I don't
think it's that bad to be honest, because I don't think it relies on the house wanting to stand there and listen to 3 songs in in a grown man wearing a mankini. You might get the odd geezer like open his door and like laugh and then like film it to then go, oh, look at this idiot, send it to his mates or whatever. But yeah, I think majority of people will be like, no, close the door, late as you loser.
You also might get the really freaky house where some guy opens up and he's in a mankini as well, and that's just what he wears.
That would be really awkward.
And you both
like looking each other in the eye, going,
Exactly. You look and go, I'm not here for that. And he looks, you're here for that. You know?
Oh, you're quick. I only just ordered you.
My last question though, because we got you down to 5K, I'll settle on that. Is what 3 carol songs would you sing, like Christmas songs? If you're in a mankini, surely you must be singing Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells. What was that? A little donkey. That's a.
Oh my god!
I remember doing that one like infant school. Little donkey. That's a classic, isn't it?
Are you just thinking ones you know, not ones that are good?
Well, yeah, you got to be ones I know. I can't sing any other ones. Does it have to be? Oh, then I could do All I Want for Christmas Is You as well.
Oh, okay. There you go. There's your 3. There's your soundtrack.
Imagine singing that to the geezer standing there in the mankini. He would think all his Christmases have come at once.
Oh dear. Jingle Bells, old little donkey, and then the end was just, all I want is Christmas is you. All right. That's good. 5K. I'll settle on that. Come on then, Dave. What you got for me?
Right. Mine is, and then you have to tell us after this, there'll be a follow-up question just like before you give your answer or whatever. But what's your price to eat Christmas dinner every night for a year? So the follow-up for that is, first of all, what are you having for Christmas dinner? What is going to be on your plate for Christmas dinner, so people know what you're going to be having? And then you've got to have that every single night for a year. So I thought that would be quite, because I personally love Christmas dinner. Absolutely love it.
Oh, I've seen. Yeah.
I absolutely love Christmas dinner. But then I think like having it every night for a year, like I don't know how many days I'd get into like that again, and you get a bit sick of it. So that's why I've gone that route. So yeah, what's on your plate this year for Christmas dinner?
Well, I try to go vegan, vegetarian wherever I can go, but it will probably be a little bit of meat. So maybe, honestly, I don't like turkey. I don't think turkey is a very nice meat.
A lot of people say that. I personally do, like with the right gravy and stuff, but a lot of people find it dry and stuff like that.
It can be. It's very quite a grey meat. A bit of beef, not too bad. But then, like I said, if it's the same one, a bit of beef every. Okay, so I've got a question. So, can you use a different dipping sauce? Can you add like different sauces on every night? So it has to be the same. Like, so if you're having gravy, it's got to be gravy. Can't be anything else. Can't be anything taken off or anything like that. Oh, okay. So it's going to be gravy, isn't it? You know what I mean?
So it's going to get a bit much, isn't it? Every night for a year.
So I'm now thinking what would be easier to kind of like, because it's quite a stuffing meal, isn't it?
And
you don't want to be sickly of it, because if you've got to get yourself through 365 days of this to get paid, do you know what I mean? That's a tough one though, Dave.
Because you got your meat, potatoes,
a bit of veg, Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
Right, so I would have a little group of, so I'd probably size my dinner down if it's going to be 365. So a little group of potatoes, a little bit of broccoli, a little bit of carrot, maybe a bit of cauliflower, 1 Yorkshire pud. I normally have like 5 or 6, you know, and then maybe just a slice of beef. I'll go beef, maybe a slice of beef, and then a bit of gravy. That should be, and that'd be a lot, really. You know, yeah, that'll be it. That'll probably be it. But every day for a year,
exactly.
Because a lot of people have like leftover dinners, didn't they? And even then, they're like, oh, more potatoes.
How far in do you think it would take before you're sick of it?
Well, I'm going to say do you know what? I'll be happy with this, actually, to be fair, if you paid me this. because I'm going to go on sort of like how much the cost of a roast dinner would be.
Well, so you want basically me to cover the costs to pay for it for the year.
So I'm going to say £10 every day for the year. So 3,650 quid. If you pay me that, no less, I'd be happy with that.
And you reckon when would you get sick of it? How far in? A week? A month?
Yeah, a week.
Like when would you be like, I can't eat that again? Like,
yeah, a week.
It's quite a lot, isn't it? And you only want like 3K.
But I'm going at the point where I'm not getting haggled down from that. I mean, I could have said, right, give me maybe £100. Maybe if it's £100 a day, that's what, 36 grand. That's a lot. And you'd be like, what? I mean, that's more than what you get for 3 hours work. I mean, you get 10 grand for 3 hours work, and mine is like income. It's a free dinner. So there's pros and cons. It's just going to be the sickiness of it and the same, you know what I mean? But then I have porridge every day with nothing on it, really. So I could do it. I've been there. I do it with my breakfast.
I think people do. I think people do it for their breakfast. Like, but breakfast is smaller and normally healthier and that type of stuff. Because did you ever see the program? That guy in America that had McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 30 days. Yeah, but he didn't make it through. The doctors was like, your cholesterol and all that
stuff. Didn't he?
Yeah, they said like we strongly recommend you to stop, and he had to stop before the 30 days was up. So I would have thought, basically a roast dinner every night would be pretty bad for your health as well.
Yeah.
But you don't care about your health, so £3,000, I'm happy to pay that. I won't beat you down.
No, 3,650 quid.
Yeah, maybe if you factored in your health, you might have upped it a bit. But yeah,
I should have maybe rounded up to £5,000, and then. But no, yeah. If you pay me that, then like to suck it up, get it done. It's a shame though you couldn't have said, look, you could add a different sauce next. That might have spiced it up. That might be quite good, but because you didn't. Maybe I went too low.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to spice things up. I was trying to make it really, obviously, difficult.
The reason why I went £10 a day as well, because it kind of links onto my would you rather. So I've got a good would you rather for you.
Okay.
All right. So those who haven't ever heard of would you rather, we give each other two hypothetical options, and you have to basically decide which ones you would take. So my would you rather would be: would you rather have your dream car as a Christmas present? So what's your dream? What is your dream car, Dave? Just like it's gonna be quite hard for you to know. Just like one off the top of your head, like you like, because you got probably quite a little list. I'm thinking maybe like one of the Porsches or something, or.
I mean, always growing up, like when my mum goes, "What do you want for Christmas?" I always say a Ferrari. Always. But I think if people want to get into, obviously a new or whatever, I think an F40, Ferrari F40, the old classic. Like,
I'm kind of thinking, I kind of know what answer you're going to give me here, right? So, say you either get your dream car this year, a Ferrari F40, or £10 every day until you retire. But there's a terms and condition at F40 I'm going to give you. You can't sell it.
No, the supercar all day long.
Why all day long?
All day long. How's it £10 a day until I retire? £10 isn't going to impact my life. It's like you said, it's going to pay for a meal, like almost 1.5 pints or something like that. Whereas whether the smiles per mile in an F40 will outweigh that £10 all day long.
Right. Well, I did the calculations of that. We've probably got about 25 years left until retirement age kind of thing. So I worked out how much you would receive. And it's not as much as an F40 costs. That's why I put in the clause, you can't sell the F40, but that's yours. All right. So I don't know if you can see that. That's backwards, isn't it? That's £91,250 roughly that you would that you would save up when you retire?
No, but I don't think I'd probably save it. That £10
Or
would probably go on.
would you spend it as you go along?
Well, yeah, if you're just saying, if you were saying I would put £10.
You can do what you want with it.
Well, no, if you said I would put in a savings account, £10 every day, and once you retired, it would like mature and I would receive it as a lump sum.
Well, that's the thing.
That's slightly different.
It's up
But
to you.
but if you're giving it to me, then I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, yeah, tenner, just that would go on whatever. So I wouldn't see it. Yes, over the retirement period, I've had an extra 91,000 come in. But if you saw like just £10 drop into your account every day, you'd be like,
but you could do that.
Just go back out.
But I could set you up if you wanted to. I could set you up a direct debit, hypothetically. Send you £10 over to put into your savings account.
Yeah.
So it's entirely up to you what you do with it. So if you saved it up, like you said, that could mature into something quite big. But that's why I put you in a clause, because you can't sell the F40, because I know the F40 is worth, it's a priceless car, really, isn't it? So you can use it for a couple of years and you'd still.
They're about a mil, I think they're a mil 1.2, something like that.
So I mean, in terms of like driving the car around for a bit and then selling it on, that's a bit of a no-brainer, really. But I thought the £10 a day, that's like just over £3,000 a year, £3,650 a year. I thought it'd be quite an interesting sort of play to see, would you commit and be disciplined to save it, like you said, to invest it?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, it was an easy one.
No, not me.
All right, okay. Well, I'll think of a better one next time. All right, and Dave, have you got a would you rather this time?
I have. So I've gone food-based again.
Okay. Are you hungry?
Well, no, I'm making it Christmas, and Christmas for me is all about eating. So would you rather, again, I've gone like your stomach's gonna feel this one. Would you rather eat 100 mince pies or 100 pigs in blankets?
This is easy because I don't like mince pies.
Do you not?
No,
I'm not really a big fan. I said I was going to try them again this Christmas. I haven't yet, just to see if my palate had changed. Sometimes as you get older, your palate changes, doesn't it? But
now, if you change the mince pies to Yorkshire puddings, then we'll have a debate.
Would you think so? Again, I've gone for like your stomach though. Like, would you be able to like 100 pigs in blankets? That's a lot to eat.
Oh, so you're talking about like a Christmas side, aren't you? Like a Christmas party food snack sort of line, aren't you? Because that's what they are.
I'll put a plate of 100 pigs in blankets, a plate of 100 mince pies, and you will eat all of them all one. So we also, because I did think Yorkshire puddings, but Yorkshire puddings are a bit more fluffy and light, but I think still 100 of them. Okay, if you don't like mince pies, let's do 100 roast potatoes or 100 pigs in blankets. So that's like big food, like, and you got to finish, like you got to go for it and try and finish the whole plate.
And am I allowed any seasoning or dipping or anything? Am I allowed that this time around?
Yeah. No, I'll allow that this time. Yeah.
And how are the roast potatoes cooked? It sounds a bit sad. It sounds a silly question to ask, but like, are they cooked in? And I should be going vegetarian stuff, but like cooking them in duck fat or something is fucking lovely. But like I've just been using oil, garlic, and stuff like that. But you crisp them up, it'd be lovely. Pigs and blankets, but then I'd have a bowl of gravy. You dip them in.
I'm liking the thought here. There's a lot of thought process going.
I had a bit of sea salt on the potatoes as well, because you don't need salt on the sausage in the sausage as well. But there's 100 of those. 100 of sausages would be easier to eat than 100 of potatoes.
You think?
Yeah, that's starchy, isn't it? That'd be really, really carby. That'd be like you could eat about 10 pigs in blankets to about 2-3 of like potatoes, and you still feel the same filling. You reckon? You don't reckon?
No, I see. I can eat a lot of roast potatoes. I love roast potatoes. See, we had roast potatoes today, so I'm kind of like on the side of I don't really want them again. I'll go. Do you know what? I shouldn't.
And if you can make them vegan, and there's a couple of vegan brands I know. If we could do that, that'd be quite good. Yeah, let's go pigs and blankets.
It's quite. It's just. I'm just thinking like a lot. I was thinking like the amount you'd have to eat, but I suppose because the pigs and blanket, you've got the sausage and then you've got the bacon as well. So there's a bit of a mix up.
They're smaller. Like you could get a big chunky roast potato. It might take you about 3-4 mouthfuls to get in, but then the pig and blanket you can do in one go, can't you?
Depends on the size. I've seen like normal. I've seen like normal.
How big
size
are your
sausages.
pigs and blankets?
Well, no, I've seen they do sell them though. The normal size sausages with the bacon going around. Normally, yeah, they're the small. They are the small ones, but they are out there. They're like you get the normal size sausages with bacon wrapped around them as well. I don't know how many people buy them, or people do them at make their own at home and wrap the full.
So what are we talking about? 100 full-size sausages?
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was just normal pigs and blanket size.
If it was full-size, then yeah, I'll do potatoes. Because like me and you and food, I like to think that, we like to enjoy our food. We don't want to be sick after the food because otherwise I don't want to eat that again. No. So yeah, I'll go pigs and blanket. But if you're going full sausages, no, I'm going to red potatoes. So there you go. But there. What's your plan for Christmas, Dave? Are you cooking? You don't cook, do you?
I don't cook. My wife cooks if we do, but we hosted last year, so we are free, and then from cooking Christmas Day, and then going to my mum's Boxing Day is also free from cooking Boxing Day. So I can literally kick my feet up and eat and drink and not have to worry about a thing. How about you?
I think we're going to my mother-in-law's on Christmas Day. We're having sister-in-law and her children over the day, Christmas Eve, Boxing Day. I don't know what we're doing. But I said I'll do the roast potatoes for Christmas Day. I don't mind doing that. But yeah, I haven't drunk at all really, so I don't really drink much anymore really. So I don't know if I'll be having any drinks and stuff. But I know you do like a tipple. I do know.
I've had quite a bad. Well, mate, when did it start? Maybe a bad 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I've had a bad 2 weeks on the old booze. We've had Christmas do's, and then they do like a Santa procession outside our house and on the road. And there's a couple of neighbours that we know with kids like the same age, so we went back to theirs, had a drink that night. I did a poker night the other night at a neighbour's, had a few drinks there. So yeah, there's been I think
a bit naughty.
Yeah, I think there was like 4 nights in a row where I'd had a drink. I think you messaged me something and I replied, and I meant to forward it to someone else.
Yeah.
And I sent it back to you. You said I've already sent that to you. Well, I shouldn't read messages after I've had a drink, clearly.
No, you definitely learned your lesson there, man. So, but there you go. Well, thank you everyone who has come on live and listened to us, and thank you for those who are listening to us post-recording. Yeah, post-recording as well. And from myself and Dave, we wish you a very happy Christmas and a wonderful 2023. And like we said, we are in our plans to do a Waffle Cafe podcast. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah, and because it's easier for us to post up, and it's just less admin on the other side. And also, if we get a bit of a following, people could contribute with their live thoughts and ideas, which is always quite nice. So we could
do a proper Q&A one.
Yeah. I thought it was quite successful in our last sort of season. Actually, at the end, it was quite nice, and they're on the internet forever. So if you ever fancy listening to some of our pods, have a look at us on Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, whatever. I think Dave is the social media expert of us all. So
yeah, obviously, if you are wanting to listen to this rather than watch it on YouTube, if you don't want to watch it on YouTube and you do want to listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music or whatever, give it 24 hours or a bit more, because once this stream ends, YouTube has to do something, then I have to download it and upload it to the other bit. So give that 24 hours or a little bit more, and then it should be available. But we'll send it out on all the socials once it is.
Great stuff. Well, it is a Merry Christmas for me.
Merry Christmas from me, and we are out of here until 2023.
Peace. Come on, Argentina. Messi is the GOAT. Are we still streaming?